It's back to its bungling best this week. Shirt off, balls out, total disarray. Awesome. All you need to know about The Apprentice this week is that they have to run tours in the centre of London. It's Stuart versus Joanna, and it is Bus Crash TV. Joanna's team goes with a Ghosts and Ghouls tour, not a bad idea. Stella on the other team pushes for a proper Cockney tour. Oh yes, if you go down Amberth Way, any evening, any day, you'll find them all knifing each other for trainers. Oi, well, maybe not quite, but it does turn quite ugly when they try to enlist a seafood stand as one of their stop-off points, and they ask the proprietor if he doesn't mind giving it a bit of Cockney. How disgraceful, that's extremely patronising. Just because he's a jellied ill stall, who are you with? Richard Branson. But this is just the beginning. On the other team, Jamie has opted for the low-profile role you would expect of him as lead tour guide, and he's trying to compose his tour, while Joe, helps. She's chewing my ear off, and it's driving me bloody crazy. To be fair, she is pushing her luck. You're acting like a madman. Can you calm down, please, Jamie? I'm using your name, Jamie. He finally cracks. You've asked me 100 million times. I feel quite threatened by that, Jamie. I wish she was my mummy. The two teams pitch to the London Visitors Centre for representation. Now, normally, the London Visitors Centre takes 35% commission on every ticket that they sell. Bags goes in pitching at 25% commission to them, but he'll be selling tickets for £35 a go. Can they keep the bus afterwards? What a lively sense of fun you have, young man. Chris goes in with a somewhat different proposition, which I would categorise as forehead-bluntingly stupid. He offers them 20% of total revenue. Sorry, hang on. Total revenue, meaning that if the Visitors Centre doesn't sell a single ticket, they still make 1/5 of all the money.
It's certainly something we give very serious consideration to.
By the way, Chris, me too. I'd like to invest. Look at the smirk on the woman in the background. Tourists are essentially just juicy money bags, aren't they? Observes Stuart in a slightly it puts the lotion in the basket sort of way, and the tours are off. Jamie's patter is as entertaining as it's informed, i.e. not at all. Here are some highlights.
It's called the Gherkin because it looks like a gherkin.
Brilliant.
On our left is the River Thames. It's the second largest river in London.
At one point,
he even smugly says, if you have any questions, ask me.
Yeah, here's a question. How big is Big Ben?
The face of the clock is 20 diameters in width.
20 diameters. Yes, you could also have pointed out that its 15 circumference is high, and it's not even called Big Ben. Meanwhile, Stella, looking increasingly like Dune McKicken put through one hot wash too many, actually gets lost in the ghetto of East London, turning the tour into the premise for a bad 1987 TV movie. They are all going to pieces. Stuart is so hell-bent on stealing customers from Chris and Joe that he invites the Visitors Centre to call the police to move him on from outside their shop, and provokes Sloth Ranger Chris to say,
"Oh, seriously, fuck off. No, seriously, you fuck off. This is our pitch."
"Oh, go on, hit me then." And you were there, and you were there. Surely not real. The tours limp to a climax with a funereal rendition of "Knees Up Mother Brown" from Stella and "London's Burning" from Jamie, although "London's curling up into a ball of shame" would be more accurate. Stuart has failed to find anyone willing to go on his last tour of the day, so it's off to the boardroom. Now, can someone go on Twitter and send Lord Sugar a message saying that his advisors are lying to him? Nick on Jamie. He was very, very good. To make sure Lord Sugar gets this Twitter, do drop in something sycophantic about how brilliant his bloody book is, and then he'll just retweet it to everyone. That's what he always does. So, even with Chris giving away 1/5 of their money, Joe's team wins, and Stuart and company go off to a different cafe. Presumably the original one now is too busy with busloads of tourists visiting it on their tour of Cockney London.
I'm not a one-trick pony. I'm not a 10-trick pony. I've got a field of ponies waiting to literally run towards this. One day, young man, I promise you, you'll sit back and you will look maybe at this particular moment and you will cringe yourself, I think.
"I am what I am," he replies, refraining from continuing the refrain, "I am my own special creation. I'm not sure whether it's time for Betty buys." And it surely must be, either for hit me, Stuart, or for Stella's tour of London's bustling ganglands. But WTF, seriously, WTF, HSF, made that one up. Liz! You're fired! And so, like Battlestar Galactica, the final 5 have been revealed. Have you seen Battlestar Galactica? Honestly, it's like War and Peace for the 21st century. Try it. Ignore that it's in space. I know. Anyway, see you next week when Stuart gets made leader of his own South American republic. Prawley.